Welcome back. When you have the data, you have the word. And when it comes to IT developments, they are very fast and they are taking place not every day, but in every single minute or even hour. When it comes to AI, when it comes to IT, when it comes to the modern technologies, there is all the time something new. And we are going to tackle a very important event which started yesterday, November 30th, and it's going to continue until the 3rd of December in the new administrative capital. What's the event? We do have the participants, or some of the participants, and also the organizers. Well, to shed more light on this, we are very much delighted to have live here in the studio Dr. Islam Tharwat, Professor of Computer Science and Engineering at Ain Shams University, and IEEE Computer Society Region 8 Coordinator, Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. Also, we are very much delighted and honored to have with us Dr. Saptarshi, Ghosh, Chair Global Students and Young Professionals, IEEE Computer Society. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Dr. Islam, if you permit me, let's shed more light on the event, as there were things which we should know before going into more details.
Okay, let me first introduce the IEEE Computer Society. It's one of the most non-profit organizations around the globe to provide technical activities, to provide the standard, and to be the house for the technology around the globe. We have about 10 regions around the globe, more than 160 countries, 4,100 members, and for myself, I'm currently working as the regional coordinator for Europe, Africa, and Middle East. I'm coordinating all the activities in the region. So it's my pleasure to support the Egyptian people because of it's my homeland and my nationality. However, we are delighted to host all the Region 8 members of the Computer Society in Egypt in the new administrative capital, to engage with them, to introduce them the new technologies, and to give them the opportunity and to empower them with...
And the event which we are talking about is included under this umbrella?
Yes, exactly.
Let's having more details about it.
It's one of the first ever Region 8 Congress. It's umbrella to include all the Region 8 Computer Society student young professional members from all Region 8, from Europe, from Africa, from Middle East. So we have...
And Asia.
Of course, Asia. But Sab is representing the global SYB because he is chairing all the students and young professional activities around the globe. So
you are such a representative, Sab, for what we call young professionals, because I see that you are that young, but I think that you do have a lot to speak about when it comes to this event. Before going into details, first time in Egypt?
This is my first time in Egypt and in Africa as well.
Oh, great. Tell me about the event. In the first place, how have you heard about the event and your decision to come and to share?
So I think, like we said, we have hundreds of events all across the world, and we chose Egypt this time to participate in this regional congress. And it's really, the idea is to get like-minded young professionals and students across Region 8, so that includes Africa, that includes Europe, and that also includes Middle East, to this one venue where you network with speakers, industry professionals, and just where you share knowledge and you kind of build a platform where it helps develop the economy and also the job applicability of all the people in this event. And it's our first Region 8 event, and it's very excited for us to be here. And it's my first time in Africa and Egypt, and I've loved it so far. So very excited to see what the next 3 days for the event will look like.
Sure, but as far as I understand from what you've just said, that you've been participating in so many events like that scattered all over the world. In your opinion, how Africa is going to be different?
So I think Africa has been historically one of the very important regions of Region 8, because there's just such a huge number of people, and there's just so much good work we need to do here in terms of job market, in terms of economy, in terms of technology development. And I think it's important to bring in those opportunities to Africa, and also because this platform acts as a bridge between America, Europe, and like the global technology world, and really siphons that into this channel where students without this platform would not be able to experience them.
Sure. And
right.
And young professionals for me is such a term.
Yes.
And when it comes to that, this means that we are working for the future, for the coming generations. Tell me more about this, why you've adopted or you've been fostering this young professionals. The indicative, let's say, term which we are proud to speak that it's coming now from Egypt and that this event is totally dedicated to them.
Yes, exactly, because the young professional, as you said, it's the future. We prepare them to lead the future. We prepare them to make the initiative and make the innovation and make their skills aligned with our demand. So it's really important to align the young professional with the strategy of our countries, our nations. So it's of vital importance to ensure that those professionals are not just being ready and equipped with the technological part and the science they behind, but it's also important to include the values, include their commitment to their nations, to their society, to be volunteering for them. So it's our commitment to include all of those young professionals and students from Africa, from Middle East. By the way, we have supported many of them by empowering them and covering their participation to attend, especially from the African people. So it's really important to make like a bridge. So the Computer Society offer this kind of initiatives and activities to provide opportunities.
Activities, tangible, applicable activities on the ground. It's not in theory, it's not in words, it's in deeds. This is something we are going to know and in details, but after continuing with Dr. Sap, particularly regarding the double scissor weapon, as I name it. It's very fast. It's very rapid developments. How we can benefit from this rapid developments and not to feel that, oh, this is an endless journey which is going to be all the time having us very much busy with what's new, what's going to take place tomorrow, how we can guarantee technology transfer from developed to developing countries, and to continue with that.
Right, that's a great question. I'm based out of San Francisco, and if you know about it, that's the Silicon Valley. That's where AI was pretty much invented. That's the birthplace of Google, Apple, all the big companies. And the way I look at it, AI is turning out to be a democratization for technology, because a lot of the things which were gatekept in communities, especially in developed worlds, in tight-knitted R&D departments, is now accessible to the public. Today you can chat GPT questions which were previously behind paywalls and firewalls. And really, it's just like a situation where you're able to access information and really understand nuances about it. But also, it's also important to understand that the skill required for the young professional going forward is going to change dramatically. No longer do we need to have people do manual jobs, but we're looking in the AI age where computers are pretty much smart enough to do everything themselves. It's upon us, my generation, and with the support of our senior generation, to really build these skills, because if you don't invest in that today...
But you're going to find people who do not know how to differentiate between digitalization and automation. Right. And you're going to find many people who think that AI is going to take my job, it's not going to help me with my job. And to differentiate between this and that, it's not an easy mission.
It's not. It's very difficult. And when the computers first came, people thought all the jobs were going to go away, right?
Yeah.
They thought, are we out of jobs? No, we have way more jobs because of computers.
Do you prefer to have an AI anchor or me?
Oh, no. I think that's what AI can never take away. Humans, communication, emotions. I think that's very important. And I don't see AI doing that, at least in the next... No one knows what's going to happen in the future.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, right? Exactly. I don't think, that's going to change so fast. I hope it never does. Because humans are what makes us this amazing.
The interaction, the passion. I don't think that an AI anchor is going to have my facial expressions. Dr. Yes. Islam, 30th of November is the day of the International Day of Intellectual Property. Yes. And when I knew that I'm going to have the privilege to have you, this came to my mind. Technology transfer and intellectual property. There's all the time some secretive, let's call it this way, or something special which the developed countries are going to keep for themselves. And they are going to give us just the generic drug. And you can understand me with this because of India, of course.
Right.
How we can guarantee that we can, with our innovation, with thinking out of the box, taking this part of technology and develop it with our own minds, and maybe we can exceed what do they have, particularly when we depend on our young professionals.
Of course, this is really important, and we need to improve ourselves. We need to teach them how to protect their ideas, because the intellectual property itself is changing according to the aligned with the changing of the technology. Now the most important thing is to be valid, and it's not to just write some documents to secure your idea. It's just to implement your idea. You can secure it by implementing and to be penetrating the market. So it's the entrepreneurship skills for our young professionals. They are Generation Z, if you can talk it about their skills, their entrepreneurship, their technology, they're open-minded, and they're innovative. So it's really important to encourage them to change their ideas to a prototype and minimal viable products, and build their own business, their own startups, because in this way they can secure it by providing some protection for their ideas, by penetrating the market and being there. One of the most important technology now, all the companies maybe are technology based.
Yeah.
If you can just see the 10 top companies around the globe, they are almost technology. Maybe 20 years ago they weren't there, because
Sure.
they're oil and gas, they construction, they finance, but now we have innovative ideas for fintech, for green technology, for sustainability. So it's
this was my common question, but to Dr. Sap, regarding this word, sustainability and competitiveness, because without those two words, I don't think that we can go forward in any domain. Dr. Sap, I know, or from your background, of course, you have been participating in many congresses like that and in many gatherings like that all over the world. And this is the first in Africa, as you've kindly mentioned. Tell me about the new things or the added values in each time. I mean, when was your first participation in such an event?
2019, 18.
Okay, meaning more than 6 years ago.
It's been 6 years ago.
Okay. What are the differences? Or how do you see the differences? Are they going on with the rate or with the manner, the mode you have been imagining, or it's much faster?
I think the community is growing at an unprecedented level, because, you know, we're a group of people, right? If one person learns, it's shared across the community. So it multiplies. That's the power of a community like IEEE Computer Society, is when you build technology and you share it across. You don't have 1 + 1 = 2, 1 + 1 = 5, because you multiply, you force multiply this effect across thousands of people, and you just see what incredible power you can. And to answer your question, yes, I think we're keeping up. We have to, because if we don't, we will become irrelevant in the next year.
Amen to that. The IEEE Society, I think it's introducing a lot of, I'm not going to say services, but also
opportunities for
mentorship.
Yes.
To take into consideration that all those innovative and, let's say, genius younger professionals, they do need the a little bit older generation and civil societies or communities like that, to make sure that their ideas are going, or their dreams are going to turn into projects and successful experiences on the ground. Tell me more about these activities.
Yes, we have different maybe like initiatives or programs to support the young and the students. For the time being, we have Distinguished Visitor Program, one of our major programs to support by delivering knowledge and get the most prestigious speakers around the globe, and to provide opportunities to them to teach them. And to we also have some mentorship programs. We have for the SYB different initiatives for the TechX, for the technology, so we have different opportunities. We provide scholarships for the students to support them to complete their studies and the graduate studies. So by and large, the Computer Society provides many opportunities. It's all about taking the action and to provide opportunity, but the most important also to engage some culture, some connections. I was in the last year in India, and I attend the All India SYP Congress, and I have met SAB maybe in USA. So those kind of connections allow us to provide many opportunities and to increase our networking and our because by and large we have some common values, grounds. Egypt, India, Europe, we need to work together. So I truly believe that it's important to keep our values and to advance our skills and to share with our experience, something that might be happened in India, because they have maybe a lot of technical skills in programming and coding and something like that. The Egyptian people may have many skills in the entrepreneurship skills and bright minded. So the African people can provide us some other kind of skills. So integrating all those together is really important. So all our programs are designed to empower them and to provide opportunities to collaborate, to engage, to support them to being a better version of themselves. So we really honored and committed to provide these opportunities. And of course, for myself, I'm really glad to have this in Egypt, my country.
Sure.
Because all the Egyptian people I have met in the university, for the students, they are very, very need this kind of support. They need something to provide a right way, because the right direction is
guidance.
The guidance, the mentorship.
The right direction. How do you see the fruitful results of such collaboration among different, not only nationalities, but different institutions, whether, by the way, they are governmental, non-governmental, private sector, even, you name it?
So I think the easiest way to define it is jobs, right? Jobs, most important. We need money, right, at the end of the day. So I think we have found out that volunteering leaders have outperformed the general job market by a margin, right? And the reason for that is because when you are a volunteering leader, you learn skills apart from the technical skills which help you grow in your career. Because the soft skills part is super important when it comes to promotions and, you know, job security. Because if AI can replace someone who can code, can AI replace someone who can code and also speak and present and, you know, make you know, a human impact to that? So can feel, right?
Yeah. But let me put my question in other words. When it comes to different nationalities, all participating in the same platform, I mean, your field SAP is universal. It has no nationality.
That's true.
And to have this kind of cooperation together, some would feel that, oh, the differences in culture, civilization, manners, it's not going to give you the opportunity to get with fruitful results. Others will say, no, it's complementary. It's going to end with integration. Which is which?
Diversity is powerful, because thought uniqueness comes from multicultural opinions. And you cannot have that if you're in your own circle, sitting in your office, doing what your boss is telling you. You have to go outside. You have to step out of your comfort zone.
Youth sometimes are very stubborn.
Yes.
And they can mix together, but each can have his or her own way of thinking without being able to be that flexible. And I think this is the role of Dr. Islam and the mentors or the professionals we have to fill this gap or to try to mediate. You're all the time the mentor and in the same time the go-between, if I am describing the situation on the ground well. If you want to elaborate on that.
Of course, because everyone needs mentor. Yeah. I can do the mentorship for the young generation, but for myself, I'm progressing and developing myself through my mentorship as well. I have several mentorship in the computer site and Egypt and Shams University, and so it's really important for everyone to have their mentorship, because by this way they can guide me, they can advise me, they can provide me the opportunity. But in addition to that, it's really important to give me some room to think, to innovate, to do it myself, to do something wrong and to correct for myself. Because this...
Are we still following try and error?
Yes,
I don't think so.
It's kind of learning, because this kind, if you cannot do some mistakes, we cannot learn.
That's true.
So this kind of AI, we provide them by knowledge to learn and to provide the learning curve to them. So it's really important for the mentorship is not just make like just orders and I have to follow. Yep. They give me the advice, they give me the right direction, and they give me some room to maybe do what I feel I need to do. So it's really important to empower the young people, and for all the generations we need to focus also, because we can see in USA now the president is not very young people. The two consecutive presidents, we have 78 years. So it's really important for us to realize that the old people, the old generation with all their expertise.
Let's say veteran. But anyway, this is for both of you. Your field is accumulative data, accumulative. I mean, you cannot go forward without looking at the background and without looking at what you are doing right now. To what extent it's very much important to convey this message to the new generation. You should take care that you have to have accumulative ideas and accumulative entry. You cannot start from only now. Okay, now is very important, but yesterday is important and tomorrow is more important. How we can guarantee this?
So I think Egypt is a perfect example for it because, you know, in terms of the legacy and the history this place has, I was really impressed by just seeing the culture for it. But it really answers, it's a great question because if you do not consider history, you are effectively building a faceless future where you don't take into consideration hundreds of thousands of millions of people you know, who spend their lives working so that we are here today in this world. And it's important to pay tribute, but also very important to make in consideration that the world is changing faster than ever before. And if you are not proactive about it, you're going to fall behind, really, I think.
Amen to that. Well, I enjoyed our discussion, and in fact, I do have a lot to speak about regarding this, but you're most welcome in Egypt, Dr. Sap.
Thank you so much.
And inshallah, you are going to enjoy your time in Egypt, whether with the very important event you are going to participate in, or you are going to continue participating in, or in visiting many other sites, because under each stone, you're going to find something which is really amazing, dating back to thousands of years, so you're most welcome.
Thank you so much.
Dr. Islam, I really enjoyed, of course, our discussion, and thank you very much. You're always an added value to our program.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Congratulations, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Well, right after the short break, we are going to return back with more, so stay tuned.